Hi there and welcome to a new YouTube video in which we're going to be checking out Godot 4.4 release candidate 3, which as you can see was indeed released just a couple of days ago. And basically the most important thing over here is that this is the final release candidate, okay? So after this Godot 4.4 release candidate 3, we should be having the official Godot 4.4 version, so basically Godot 4.4 official release basically. Of course, we shouldn't be expecting critical regression fixes or critical new stuff in this stage of the development, but just for you to acknowledge that. And in reality, if we scroll down, okay, here in the highlights, well, you can see that we only have some kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 highlights. As you can see, in total there are just 10 fixes, so it's quite small the update, yet there could be here some specific things for maybe more intermediate or advanced developers that are worth it, okay? But well, just if you are some kind of general Godot user, there is not many things that you're going to be taking advantage of in this specific version. But well, this is what we have, okay, in case you are interested. So we can basically go ahead and download this version. So let's click over there and wait a couple of seconds. So now we also see how easy it is to download Godot. So let's just do it like this and open up the application, and this is all. I want to quickly highlight as usual like some stuff that is new. For example, the default window size is much bigger. So here, if I open up, I think this is Godot 4.3 stable. As you can see, the project manager window is much smaller by default. So let's go ahead and create a new, I will just create here RC3 and I will put it right there. Okay, and let's basically start off with a brand new project while we check a few things. So here we are, and probably the most important thing of this new update, I believe that it's basically going to be this new game win. So basically that now we have at the top of our Godot window, okay? So this is similar to what we may have in Unity, for example. So the best thing to do to actually see it, let me just quite quickly create here a Godot environment, a Godot 3D environment with the sun, the environment itself, a camera, and I will just go ahead and also add a mesh. So for example, here I added this shape, and when I go to a camera, for example, now I also see this preview here. So this preview window, we probably not go toggle. Sorry, you are not going to probably be using it anymore. So we can move this up, down. Sorry, back. And there we have it. Okay, so everything is going to be previewed right there. So that's quite cool. And by the way, you can also now, if you right click on any of the properties, for example, in the position that is quite like down, so you have to scroll down a little bit to find it, you can just make it a favorite property, and therefore it's going to appear at the very top of everything else. And if you want to delete it from here, you can unfavorite it by right clicking once again. So once that is done, let's actually just save this scene, and when we run the scene, you see that, well, we have a different interface, okay, with different options over here. I believe the game is about to be played. Yes, it's loading. So we have 3 modes here. The input, which is the one that is the default one that allow us to provide the game input, so to move around, to just kind of make the game work. And then we have a 2D and control nodes option, which will disable the game input and will allow us to select 2D and control nodes. In this case, we don't have neither of them. So we can go to a 3D mode and select this. And as you can see here in this window, now we get to modify any of the properties. So let's make this, for example, much bigger to something like 2 in the scale, and now it is much bigger. Then you also have this other option, okay, to enable or disable this orange box, okay, around the objects that you select. Then you have the select mode or show list of selectable nodes at position clicked. So for example, if you have a node that has, for example, a node 3D, a mesh instance, for example, an area 3D with a mesh instance, with a collision shape, and with more stuff, well, then you're going to be able to select all of those three or four nodes, I don't remember how many I said, at the same time rather than just one, okay? And then you have the override the in-game camera. I don't really know how that works, to be honest. And then well, you have different stretch settings, okay. So right now, for example, let's make this smaller, and well, there, as you can see with this button, it is basically going to stretch to fit the game workspace. Or in reality, if we go to the project settings, okay, and in the window we where is this stretch mode, and we enable it so to canvas items and to aspect keep. Now you'll also see those black bars that you should see whenever you are using the keep aspect, okay. But only if you have it on kind of expand mode over here, on or stretch mode, because this one, okay, the black bars are not going to directly be appearing. The black bars are going to actually be covered by Godot itself, as you can see. But well, there you have the different stretch settings. You also have the current resolution over there. There's still small fixes, like as you can see, for example, there it is a little bit laggy, okay, and also those black bars kind of appear when they shouldn't, for example. And you see it's overall a little bit laggy, I believe, still. And here, over here, you can either embed the game on the next play or make the game window floating. So I personally like much more to just have it embedded. So let's disable this, because this will put it right over here, and this is much more similar to what we have in Unity, for example. And this system has a lot of advantages, because if now we select this, we can just go ahead directly here and do whatever we want with it without having to actually have to close, open the window again, or whatever. We preview it right away, the changes. And even what happens here is that these are the nodes selected directly in the remote tab. So you can also go to a camera here in the remote tab, for example, and let's, I don't know, change its position, okay, or wherever we need it, and it's going to work just fine, okay. So this is the most important thing, okay. And in the last release candidates and betas, okay, they have been trying to kind of make it perfect, but there is still some stuff, as I told you, as I showed you with the floating window, that kind of glitches, okay, when you are resizing it. But everything else does work quite amazingly. Now the last thing that we also have over here is that in the 3D physics, now you also have the possibility to select the Jolt physics as a default physics engine, so you don't have any more to kind of install the plugin externally or anything like that. By the way, the idea is that maybe for the official release, we don't know, or for some kind of alpha or beta or release candidate or whatever from Godot 4.5 would be, that Jolt is the default physics engine, basically the option that is selected here in the 3D physics engine by default. Why it's not there yet? Because basically there is still some stuff that has to be done in order to make the integration kind of perfect, okay. So right now it is not like 100% done, but probably it would say something like 80%, 90% done, because a lot of work has been done to integrate Jolt natively inside of the engine. So that's all that I wanted to say in this video. I wanted to quickly recap some of the most important things of this new version. Of course, there are still lots and lots more, and I hope you were able to enjoy this video. And if you were, please remember to subscribe to it. See you in the next one, and bye bye.